For centuries, traditional and complementary medicine has been an integral resource for health in households and communities. Significant progress has been made by some African countries in the development and integration of traditional and complementary medicine into the national health systems. These can be further harnessed to improve access to quality health services and subsequently contribute to the attainment of universal health coverage. And so, Nigeria's surgeon in traditional and complementary medicine for the attainment of national development is our focus on this episode of Health Options. We also have a package for you on Nature's Corner. I am Sadwa Khalil Ibrahim. Welcome. Traditional and complementary medicine is said to be the new gold. Little wonder developing countries are recognizing and integrating traditional medicine into their healthcare systems, and Nigeria is not left behind. The Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency is leading the country's research and development of its abundant natural medicine. My guest on the program today will be sharing with us how Nigeria can harness the full potential of natural and complementary medicine sector for national development after this time out. My guest is Professor Martins Emeje, the Director General, Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency. Many thanks for joining us, Prof.
I'm glad to be here again, as always.
Okay, now, can you begin by giving us a preamble around the medicinal plant as the origin of most, if not all, drugs?
Today, about 40 to 60% of the drugs or pharmaceuticals that you find in our modern hospitals or pharmacies have their origin from plants. So when you see drugs like aspirin, paracetamol, and that to surprise a lot of people, artemisinin, many of our drugs that are in the market today, anti-cancer drugs like Taxol and all of that, they have their origin from plants. The difference really is that for allopathic medicines, what we call allopathic medicines are synthetic drugs. That's drugs that we make essentially in the laboratories through chemical processes. There are drugs that have known or identified what we call the structurally elucidated compounds. So those are the chemically synthesized products. So some of them, even though they have their origin from plants, it now got to the point that we're no longer using the plants. You now synthesize them in the lab using chemicals. Okay. Yes, so that's what medicinal plants of a plant, that's what drugs that have their origin from medicinal plants are. I'm privileged to be heading a group of rare scientists, passionate ones at the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency, where we are only interested in natural medicine. That is minimal intervention or disruption or modulation of what nature has made on its own, to put it in a form that is more durable, more stable, meaning you can store for a longer period of time while you still maintain the efficacy and the stability and the safety of the product, you know, compared to what our own ancestors did in those days. Because growing up in the village, you see people make concoctions that after some years, after some days or weeks, you see maggots coming out in it because they did not have proper method of preservation. They didn't know how to do that. And that, for us in this space, is what we are supposed to be doing as improvement over what people did in those days. Not that we should throw everything away because there is something now coming from other parts of the world. That is their own life. We have our own life too. Everybody, thousands of years before the colonial masters came, our people healed themselves, our people fed themselves, took care of their ailments. Many of us, we wouldn't have survived if not for the natural medicines, herbal medicines, traditional medicine that our parents used to raise us. So what we owe our people is to apply this knowledge and refine what they have in the villages, so that people can live a good and better life. And then the country can also benefit from it, because if you look at the trajectory of medicinal product market, medicinal plant product and plant-based products market, you will see that from the late 90s till now, it has always been huge trade, you know, generating huge return to the countries that are playing active role in it. I mean, the late 90s, the herbal industry was generating about 2.9 billion US dollars. About 2013, it rose to 6.9 billion US dollars. In 2023, it became about 192 billion US dollars. It is projected that by 2030, it will be about 347 billion US dollars. And by 2050, it will be 5 trillion US dollars. So, I mean, so it's the gold that we are not tapping in Nigeria.
Okay, Prof. Before we get into the business of traditional medicine, viewers would like to know what makes medicine natural and the difference between the synthetic medicine, the ones being prescribed in tablet forms now.
Okay. So first of all, natural medicine can also be prescribed. What differentiates natural medicine from allopathic medicines is that one is artificial, the other one is natural.
Okay.
What happens is the way nature has made it is the way it is. What the natural product scientists like me, what we do is just to apply innovative technologies or science and technology to the naturally occurring resources, such that it is you convert them to dosage forms that are similar to the allopathic medicines, to those white tablets or injections or syrups that we import. We can manipulate them in a way that we also have the dosage forms of these natural medicines in tablets, in capsules, in syrups, in powders, in granules, in different forms, because those forms now make them durable. That means you can store them for a long period of time and you won't have issues. Okay, so it is minimal level of processing, and this processing really often is just to make it more durable, while the safety and efficacy remains. That is what the natural medicines are. They are natural because we don't use chemicals to make them, to produce them. No. The way nature has put it is the way it is, but we just use science and technology to put it in a form that you can use, a form that you can store.
Okay. Now, natural medicine is said to be a priority now in Nigeria. I know you said it's the new gold mine now.
Yes.
Are we tapping enough, from it?
For me, the best way to begin to tap into these untapped natural resources is for the private sector to get involved. Because the private sector, they are business people. When you begin to look at the business part of natural medicine, then you will be interested in investing. That's why I rolled out, for example, what countries are, the kind of revenue that countries are getting. China today is on top of the world when it comes to getting revenue from herbal medicine. US, Canada, and UK, they are all going into, in fact, the countries that had the largest export of medicinal plants in 2023 is US is involved, Poland, and Canada. They are all, in this, apart from China, India, and Bangladesh. So you can see, for that, if the private sector begins to get involved and government allows them to get involved, they are sure, I can assure anybody who makes investment in this area that you get a return on investment. I mean, we have a proof of concept in Nigeria that I was privileged to have been the DEX officer that made it to happen. So it is something that can happen. And I should also say this, it is also possible for government to do it, because there are governments that have done it. China does it, India does it, and Japan. So these are things that we can, that if we decide to make as priority, put a deliberate intention, deliberate, it will become huge source of foreign exchange, huge source of revenue for government, huge source of employment and wealth, and then health of our people is assured. After all, thousands of years before we ever imported any product to this country, our people, they lived. And they live longer.
Yeah.
And they live longer.
Of course.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Prof. We'll take a breather here. When we return, we'll talk more about the business of natural medicine. Join us again.
Kuka that's the name in Hausa.
That is, call it Oshe.
In Yoruba.
Oshe, Igi Oshe.
Okay, so I know it's Kuka.
I am delighted to have you join us on Health Options, the program that not only tracks government policies on health.
The total cholesterol is made up of some components. The high density lipoprotein, which is the good cholesterol, the low density hypoprotein, which is the bad
Cervical cancer, a type of cancer that develops in a woman's cervix.
There were opportunities for women to get screened for both cervical and breast cancer, maybe up to 30,000, but we'll be having figures of 5,000.
If you just joined us, the program is Health Options on the NTA, and we have been talking about the potentials of natural medicine in Nigeria with the Director General, Natural Medicine Development Agency, Professor Martin Emiji. Many thanks for being here, Prof.
Thank you again.
Okay. Now, medicine sufficiency is still an issue. Now, what can we do about that, to ensure we close the gaps in Nigeria especially?
Okay, thank you. We can never have medicine sufficiency or medicine security without indigenous medicine, without natural medicine. And the truth is, this is not rocket science. So people already have ways of healing themselves. We have the abundance of these resources that we use in healing ourselves. So all we need to do is to ensure that we harness this.
Yeah.
That is all we need to do. As it is today, our own indigenous medicine, whether herbal or traditional medicine, is not properly recognized functionally recognized as part of our healthcare delivery system. Therefore, to ensure medicine sufficiency, and that is in the mandate of the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency.
Okay.
If you look at our act, it says that establish experimental research farms in all parts of Nigeria. Establish model herbal clinics in all parts of Nigeria. That's because the people before us, they saw the vision, they saw far.
Yeah.
They saw far, and this has been laid down already. The 9th National Assembly were actually the ones that ensured that this became a bill for Mr. President to assent. And Mr. President assented because they saw that, yes, that is where the future lies. The model that we are proposing at the agency is private and public sector. Please invest. So if we must make headway, we must deliberately, as a nation, deliberately say we want to develop indigenous medicine in our country and deploy resources.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now, how is your agency now faring in view of its mandate, especially when it comes to building public confidence towards the safety of natural medicine, of course?
Okay, so thank you. Plants that are in the village that people use to treat malaria, to treat typhoid, to treat different kinds of infections and different ailments, to build their immunity, to when somebody falls from the tree and the leg is broken, they fix it without amputation, and they do what we call traditional bone setting. When women are pregnant and instead of doing cesarean, they squeeze some leaves and put in their mouth, and in the next 10 minutes they give birth to their children safely, what we call traditional birth attendants, using all these resources to them. They expect that government agency, that their son that was also born at home, not in the hospital like them, through that process, should come and develop those things. My job is how to ensure that this gets to my people. Then my country also benefits from generating foreign exchange from it, the way other countries are generating foreign exchange from their own. Countries that are even developed, they are seriously generating foreign exchange from their own herbal medicines or indigenous medicines. So why wouldn't we do? But before you are able to do that, you must invest. They say it's money you use to look for money.
Yeah.
So you have to invest so that you can get a return.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful, Prof. Now, on a final note now, we just celebrated African Traditional Medicine Day. Now, how would you project now the future of natural medicine in Nigeria?
The future is very bright.
Yeah.
Because we are going out in full force. My agency, within 1 year, my agency launched 4 new products. The 4 products it launched, if we were supported, even by the private sector, as we are talking now, and for these 4 alone, and we have 4 different, that is as low as 10 hectares of land in 4 different states where these plants grow, we will be employing at least 3.4 million people. That is in job creation. Now, the product that come out of it will go to our people who are suffering right now because they cannot afford the imported drugs. It will go to our people. So there will be improvement in health and well-being of our people. Thirdly, there will be huge foreign exchange because we will export both the medicinal plants that we have cultivated, processed properly, and export. We will also export the product that we make. We own the West African pharmaceutical market. We will also export. And I tell people, like I told some of my friends who are captains of pharmaceutical industry, I say, look, even if the only market you have is Nigeria, you will make a lot of money. Even if the only market you have.
Many thanks for that beautiful insight on the future and, of course, importance of traditional medicine in Nigeria. And also, thank you for coming on Health Options.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you, NTA, always.
Okay. What do we have for you on Nature's Corner? You'll get to find out with our regular pharmacist, researcher, and natural medicine expert, Professor Ben Amodu, shortly.
Non-communicable diseases are diseases we grow into while journeying on the earth. From the days we are born by our parents, as we age into them. And I am worried, and WHO is worried because of the increasing tide of the non-communicable diseases. Are you talking of respiratory system? Respiratory system complicate a lot of things during COVID and what have you. Do you know that mere use of garlic, mere use of ginger, mere use of turmeric has effects on our respiratory system? Even moringa will keep a stem to asthma. The use of moringa. The asthma, that's a very, very serious issue. You have to give aminophylline into the blood to help arrest asthma attack. Moringa can do that. And in the same form we have told you before, you dry it, you make tea out of it, or you use it in the cooking, enough quantity in the soup you make out of them and all that. It gives you the same effect the fresh one that you boil will give to you. So I have explained that of cardiovascular disease, I've explained that of respiratory, and that of diabetics. In Nigeria we have had, even people that have diabetes, they want to cut their legs, they have eye issues, cataract, glaucoma, these simple mixtures of even the orange, the grape, the orange itself, the tangerine, helps to clear cataract. The mixture, 60% of red onion to white onion, clears cataract, glaucoma, and brings down your sugar. They are as effective as glucophage, but without the side effect of glucophage, from the research work we've done. Well, arthritis, which modern medicine claims cannot be cured or something like that, the use of turmeric, garlic, will go a long way to stem the trend of arthritis. And one other good advice for arthritis is that as we age, we should reduce our intake of red meat, cow meat, and other meats. And then the chief of them all, I want to release it in this interview. Many families, man and woman and their children, have ulcer. You may be a married man and your wife. You, the husband, may have a higher effect of the ulcer than your wife. In another couple, it is the wife that has the highest effect of ulcer than the husband. This is how most families live with ulcer. And when they give birth to their children, all of them pass through the system, so they took the ulcer. A lady can be of 18 years old, she's now crying. Menses has not started coming. Menses is coming with deep pain, with serious waist pain, and all that. Hormonal imbalance. Ulcer is the basis, is the one behind most of the ill health. From the research work we have done, we can say this. And these things can be taken care of by using these combinations we have given you. They will take care of all the mega bugs. So there's a need to have a tide of them. Once you're on these bitter taste things and sour taste things, those things will quickly run out of your system and you regain your health, and you will be surprised. So this Nature's Corner should be taken seriously the lectures that you receive there, and that's why for counseling purposes, I also give my number so that you can follow up where you are not sure of. We can help you. And for counseling, as usual, I'm on 080-37-899-735.
That is the much we can take on this week's episode of Health Options. You can watch these and previous episodes of the program at www.nta.gov.ng. You can always send us your questions, comments, and suggestions. Stay safe and bye for now.